YouTube, what's going on? Wrong. I'm not going to hold you long. I'm going to try to make this video as quick as possible. I first want to give a shout out to all my subscribers. I really appreciate y'all subscribing to my channel. It says a lot about y'all, man. Subbing to a little channel like mine, and then y'all giving me feedback and everything shows y'all real too. Y'all have a real passion for games, and y'all are real. You know what I mean? I appreciate it. I want to this video actually was motivated by my man's Doc Dark 1985. He made a video, actually made two videos. One was about $70 and how PlayStation gamers are happy to pay $70 for games, and then the other video was about Game Pass, and it was $70 versus Game Pass, $70 games versus Game Pass. And I just think that, and he got great content. I love his channel. As a matter of fact, I highly suggest you check his channel out if you haven't already. But what I wanted to say was, I think that, because he shares the mind of a lot of Xbox fans, and I just think that they need some clarity. You know, the ones who really want the clarity, not the ones who want to generate narratives. There's a difference between the two, and I can tell. But the ones who want to understand why PlayStation gamers want to pay $70 for games, let me get some across to you guys, man. Let me get something straight. PlayStation gamers don't want to pay $70 for games. We understand why we're paying $70 for games. And also, it's not about rather paying $70 for games over Game Pass. It's about the value that they see in the particular games. That's what it is. I'm willing to bet you that if PlayStation gamers saw value in Game Pass, and we talking real, not no fanboys. I'm talking PlayStation gamers who prefer PlayStation. If they saw value in Game Pass, they probably wouldn't criticize it so much, and they probably will understand why. You know, no, they would see value in the Game Pass, because right now, PlayStation gamers don't see value in Game Pass. And it's not because we're PlayStation. We prefer PlayStation. It got nothing to do with that. You know, that's not the argument here. The argument here is the value is at question when it comes to Game Pass. I'm going to touch on that a little bit later. I'm going to try to squeeze all of this into one video, because there's actually two videos worth that I could be talking about when it comes to this Game Pass stuff and the $70. But like I said, to make a long story short, or to try to summarize this or tighten this up, whereas I'm not saying too much, I'm not making this video long. It's a value issue when it comes to Game Pass. And $70 games, all games ain't worth $70. So we're not going to pay $70 for every game. You know, people are willing to pay $70 for good games, high budget, good, amazing, AAA banger games like God of War, Spider-Man, The Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima. And I'm not just naming these games because they're PlayStation exclusives, because I could name off Red Dead Redemption 2. Hold up. Let me help jog my memory. Batman Arkham Knight, Metal Gear Solid 5. Personally, I feel like that's an amazing game. It has some shortcomings for sure. No game is perfect, but me personally, the game is outstanding, and I still love playing it. I still play it. I love it. But anyways, there are tons of games out there that I feel are worth $70. You know what I mean? They're worth the full asking price. However, there are a ton of games out there that's not worth the full asking price. That's not worth the full $70. You know what I'm saying? And so we don't have to pay for games that we don't feel is worth the asking price, and we won't. It's just that simple. The issue with Game Pass is is first of all the value, right? And I'm gonna touch on why I say the value is an issue when it comes to Game Pass. Another thing is principle. Some people don't want to pay for access to their games. You know, they want to play the games when they want to play them without any barriers, like a subscription fee in order to play these games. You know what I'm saying? The issue with the value, let me touch on that. The issue, and I seem like I'm all over the place, so I hope you guys are following me, because, you know, if not all over the place, if I am all over the place, if I am all over the place with, to you, I apologize, because it's just a lot to say, and I'm trying to squeeze all of this into one video instead of making two. But I think the other issue when it comes to Game Pass is the principles. You know what I mean? It goes against principles when it comes to gaming. And like I said, no one wants to pay for access. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you something. It's a lot of games in Game Pass, if you don't know, which I'm so surprised no one is talking about when it comes to Game Pass, is there's a ton of sports games in Game Pass. Yes, it's EA Play, but I think it counts towards those 100 games. You know? And if it doesn't, it's still an issue. It's not worth if it's 100, put it like this. If there's 100 games in Game Pass and you got all of those, and that's all you get, and them sports games count against those 100 games in Game Pass, that's a real problem. That's a real problem. 100 games, and about 20 to 30% of those games are sports games. Not to mention, there's the sports games are games like Madden 15 all the way up to 20. So you got Madden 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. If you got Madden 15 in there and Madden 20 in there, if we were going to play a Madden game in there, which game do you think we're going to play? We're going to play Madden 15 over Madden 20? That absolutely makes no sense at all. Especially if Madden 21's out there, right? And everyone's playing Madden 21. Who in the hell is playing Madden 20? So not only that, you got Madden 20 in there when Madden 21 is out there. And then you got Madden 15 in Game Pass. Not to mention all of those Maddens in between. 16, 17, 18, and 19. Who's playing that? That's what I mean. It don't stop with Madden. It's the same thing with FIFA. 15. Madden 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And 21's out there. It makes absolutely zero sense. Who's playing those games in Game Pass? No one. So when you're talking about 100 games, that's fluff. It's not really 100 because no one's playing that. Not to mention, I ain't even stopping there. NHL is in there. UFC is in there. I've seen UFC 1, 2, and 3 in there. If UFC 3 is in there, who's playing 1? You dig what I'm saying? First of all, sports games are very niche. It's niche. A lot of gamers don't touch sports games. So you narrow that down. Then you narrow it down to the quality games that's in Game Pass. I mean, not narrow the quality games, the games that people haven't played that's in Game Pass. A lot of people played a lot of those games that's in Game Pass. So that leaves a smaller demographic. On top of that, they're not the lesser quality games that's in Game Pass, because there are trash games in Game Pass. Come on. Every game in there is not appealing to you. You looking at some of those games like you would never touch them. You wouldn't touch them if they're free. So we gotta try it out because they're free. No, I'm not into wasting my time. And if the game looks like trash, 9 times out of 10, I mean, and it's my loss if it's a good game, but I'm willing to risk it being my loss. Somebody gonna have to sell me on that game. I'm not gonna just try it. Period, point blank. So when you look at all of those factors, is Game Pass really good? Most people who are playing Game Pass in there are playing Gears of War. Gears of War, bro. Maybe some Halo. Forza. If you got an Xbox already, 9 times out of 10, you played those games already. So what are you really doing? What good is Game Pass? That's my question. That's the issue. On top, another issue we have is the norm. I think the gaming community doesn't really want this to be the norm when it comes to gaming in terms of paying for access to games as a service. You know, that goes back to principle like I was talking about before. No one wants to do that for real. The potential impact on the entire gaming industry if that becomes the norm. You know? Because let's face it, the point of Game Pass is to keep you subscribed, right? So if they got to keep you subscribed, they're going to come up with things that might not necessarily be quality, but they try to the goal is to keep you playing for longer. You know what I'm saying? So it might not necessarily be quality. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. I have issues with Game Pass. And I think a lot of gamers like me have the same issue. I think that's the biggest issue. We just don't want it to be the norm because of the potential negative impact on the industry in terms of quality of games. Can you imagine playing a game? Like, seriously. Can you imagine playing a game like God of War, right? And in order to keep you subscribed to God of War, they have to break God of War up into chunks. So you get to play 2-3 hours of God of War, and then they give you another season of God of War that kind of picks up where it left off. Right? But you got to wait several months for the game to keep you, you know what I mean? To keep you until you get to the next part of God of War. And it continue on until there's a finale somewhere. But in the meantime, in order to keep you subscribed, they break up God of War like that. I wouldn't appreciate that much. In fact, I would probably despise it. That's what Microsoft is looking to do with a lot of these games. So you have a lot of games like, they'll probably be action adventure games that they'll break up in chunks just to keep you subscribed to it. On top of that, they have other games like Fortnite type of games, or like Call of Duty type of games. You know, games that keep you playing in there, keep you coming back in there. It'll be stuff like that. It just doesn't look good to me. It legit doesn't look good to me, man. I don't think the gaming community wants that. You know? I just don't. I don't think the gaming community wants that. As a whole, I don't think they want that. You know? Can you imagine them breaking Red Dead Redemption up? Say Red Dead Redemption 3 comes out, and they break that game up, and it's exclusive to Microsoft, and they put it in Game Pass, and they broke that game up in chunks, and you had to go. Can you imagine how horrible that would be? No. You might even get a 15-hour experience. 15 hours, but they'll break them 15 hours up. 2 hours. You gotta wait 2-3 months for the next part. That's what we're faced with. That is the potential of what Game Pass could do to these games. Not to mention other things that would degrade the quality of these games. Just to add filler into Game Pass. I could go on for days about it. So those are the issues with Game Pass. So right now, it's just the quality of the games that's in Game Pass is not there. 2, the future impact on the gaming industry is an issue when it comes to Game Pass. 3, the issue with just people's standards. Paying for access. Personal principles. So yeah. When it comes to $70 to get an amazing AAA 30-hour experience, minimum, 30-hour minimum experience, and then Game Pass? What you gonna do? That's my thoughts on it. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Rome, I'm gone.